Have you ever wondered what really happens when two awakened souls meet? Not to perfect people, not to saints, not to enlightened monks sitting on a mountain. I mean to ordinary human beings who finally wake up to who they truly are. Two people who have seen life collapse and rebuild itself. Two minds who no longer chase, no longer cling, no longer pretend. According to Alan Watts, when such souls cross paths, something extraordinary happens. Not attraction, not chemistry, not some romantic fantasy, something far deeper, something that changes the very structure of your inner world. Because when two awakened souls meet, they don't complete each other, they mirror each other, they don't fall in love, they recognize each other. And today, we're going to explore exactly what Alan Watts meant by this mysterious meeting of awakened beings, why it feels different from anything else, and what it awakens inside you that no ordinary connection can ever touch. The moment recognition happened, Alan Watts believed that awakening is not a grand spiritual event. It is the moment you finally see through your illusions. The illusion of control, the illusion of identity, the illusion that life must go exactly as you want for you to be happy. And when two people who have broken these illusions meet, they recognize something familiar in each other. Not familiarity of past memories, not familiarity of personality, but familiarity of inner clarity. One awakened soul can immediately sense the quietness inside another. When two awakened souls meet, they do not rush toward each other. They don't attach out of fear. They don't cling out of loneliness. They don't pretend to impress. Instead, they pause. They observe. They feel the presence of the other person without needing to change anything about them. This is the first sign, according to Watts. Recognition without desire to control. Acceptance without possession. Understanding without asking for explanations. Alan Watts often said that awakened souls don't connect through their minds. They connect through their awareness, their presence, their silence. When you meet such a person, you feel something strange. You feel understood without needing to speak. You feel seen without performing. You feel lighter without effort. Watts explained that most people meet from a place of incompleteness. They meet with expectations, desires, fantasies, fears. But awakened souls meet from fullness. They meet from inner abundance, not inner hunger. So the moment they recognize each other, something magical happens. There is no push and pull, no chasing and withdrawing, no psychological games. Just a natural, effortless flow, like two rivers merging because they are flowing in the same direction. This recognition is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is peaceful. It feels like, I know you, even if I don't know anything about you. This is the moment where the meeting begins. A meeting not of ego, but of consciousness. When energies align, Alan Watts believed that awakened souls vibrate at a different frequency. Not in a mystical sense, but in a psychological sense. They have clarity. They have groundedness. They have a calm awareness that is not easily shaken by the chaos of life. And when two such energies come together, their connection feels like a deep alignment rather than a relationship. This is the part Watts described as dancing without dancers. There is no one trying to lead. There is no one trying to dominate. There is no ego trying to win. Instead, the connection feels like a dance, guided by something beyond both individuals. When two awakened souls talk, the conversation flows effortlessly. Not because they agree on everything, but because they are not threatened by disagreement. They don't seek validation. They don't seek superiority. They don't seek emotional control. They simply explore each other like two mirrors, reflecting truth. Watts famously said, "When you stop trying to hold life together, life holds you." When two awakened souls meet, they have already stopped trying to force life, so their connection feels natural, almost inevitable. Another thing happens: awakened souls don't hide their wounds. They don't pretend. They don't wear masks. They have faced themselves. They have embraced their darkness, so they can share their scars without shame. Their vulnerability does not feel heavy. It feels freeing. Their honesty does not feel like it feels like truth. Watts believed that when two conscious beings meet, the responsibility is not to heal each other, but to awaken each other deeper. They remind each other of what they already know. They strengthen each other's awareness. They trigger deeper layers of understanding. There is no emotional dependency, yet there is emotional depth. There is no desperation, yet there is profound connection. There is no fear of loss, because both know that the connection is not based on possession. This is what Alan Watts meant by aligning energies. It is the meeting of two beings who do not need each other but choose each other, not to escape life, but to explore it together. What this meeting awakens inside you, the final stage, is the most transformative. According to Alan Watts, when two awakened souls meet, they do not create a relationship. They create evolution. Their connection triggers a deeper awakening inside both individuals. First, they awaken your sense of inner peace. Being with them feels like returning to a home you didn't know you had. Not because they provide comfort, but because you stop pretending. Second, they awaken your courage. When someone understands you at a soul level, you feel safe to grow. You feel safe to evolve. They do not push you, but their presence inspires expansion. They remind you that you are not limited by your identity, your past, or your fears. Third, they awaken your authenticity. When you see someone living without masks, you naturally drop your own. You stop performing, you stop projecting, you stop proving, you become who you truly are because they reflect your truth back to you. Fourth, they awaken your awareness of the present moment. Alan Watts always said that awakening is not about becoming spiritual, it is about becoming real. When an awakened soul stands in front of you, you feel the power of now. You feel grounded, centered, conscious. Time slows down. Moments feel deeper. And finally, they awaken your soul's memory. Not in a supernatural sense, but in the sense that you feel you have known this presence forever. You recognize their energy. You recognize their silence. You recognize their truth. Not from this life, not from past lives, but from the timeless space where all consciousness meets. This final awakening creates a bond that does not need promises. It does not need definitions. It does not need labels. It exists beyond ego, beyond fear, beyond time. Alan Watts said the highest form of love is not attachment. It is recognition. Two awakened souls may stay together or may part ways, but their connection never disappears. It becomes a part of their inner world forever. Because awakened souls do not meet by accident. They meet when both are ready. They meet when the universe needs them to learn something. They meet to transform each other, not to possess each other. Their connection is a reminder that true intimacy is not physical. It is existential. It is the meeting of two beings who have finally awakened and finally recognized themselves in the eyes of another.